Oh shoot. I'm already live. I really wasn't trying to be live right now. So I guess that photo went on and did its thing. Anywho, so today I was really happy that I did not have to go into work because it was snowing all night and all this morning. It did not stop until about 8:30, 9 o'clock this morning. And I was up for it all the whole time, the whole entire time. So I did not have to go to work. Y'all, these contacts are like really irritating me, but it does make me look like I fit in a lot. So yeah. Um yeah, but anyhow, um today has been really, really trying for me because for one, I'm dealing with my mother and the upsets that she's having. And also, I'm dealing with some things that I had to face for my own life. I've noticed that I really am sometimes a pushover person. Sometimes I still do have those tendencies. I did explain that about people pleasing. But I really didn't understand the courage and the tenacity and the determination and the power that lies with inside of me. We really can do amazing things, you know? And, I was listening to the lady who was talking about the Matrix and how she actually wrote the Matrix and what it was really all about. And um, if anyone knows, I really like a lot of sci-fi. I try not to because it really has a lot of truth in it. But I think that's the reason why I like it. Um, but she was just talking about her experience and um, how the reason people, they think about ways of being successful as far as getting money instead of doing what they're called to do and the money will follow, So I was looking at that and just how she was talking about how she was authentic and true to herself and how a lot of people are tearing away from when they tear away from themselves, they kind of get lost. You kind of get lost because you're trying to fit in. And after that conversation that she had, I got to a point where I no longer wanted to fit in and to go into the mode and do what everyone else is doing, whether it looks like they're being successful or not. And when I started tapping into my own authentic self and what I was capable of doing and just focusing on myself, things got a lot better for me. And the path that I chose was not so rugged. You're gonna have some setbacks and some things along the way, y'all. This doggone thing is still steeping, still hot. I'm thirsty. But you're still gonna have some upsets. You're gonna have some things that are gonna be kind of tough because you're going into new territories. You're going into uncharted waters. But um yeah, it won't be so much to where you feel like if I go and do something else, it's gonna give me something else, and I'm going to lose everything else, um, or I'm gonna lose a part of myself, or literally what we call selling your soul, because that's literally what it means, dampering yourself for anyone else. So, yeah, I had one of those moments. Also, I looked, y'all. Let me tell y'all this has been years, and I got an email from someone who used to be cool with me, who we were friends mutually through another friend. And but when I broke up with that friend, when we had our disagreement, that relationship crumbled too. Which at that time, even though I was heartbroken for that relationship, I had my moments of crying, and I mean it literally was like almost like a actual domestic relationship. That's how it felt. It was a tearing, because we had grown so much. So um even through the times when God had already told me to step away. But anyhow, Yeah, that relationship ended, and the relationship after behind it, that was connected to, was no association or common interest or anything like that. So that relationship took a turn south. So, which was okay. Everything happens for a reason. Y'all, is my cold water, my warm water okay? Because I'm thirsty. I'm sorry, you guys. I really am parched. Um, So I was really shocked when I got this message in the morning saying it was a picture. I kind of want to show it y'all to say this is what real success looks like. And it's showing the person that we were mutually friends with. I'm assuming they're still friends with that person. And they're selling weight loss products. And they have like all these different things on it. And I'm sitting here like, what? Like, first of all, why do you have enough time to sit there and find me? I've literally tried to make myself non existent to where you don't even have access to me. Not even that, just the people who were all in that situation didn't have access to me because I didn't want that energy to come into my life. I did not want it to come into my life, into my lifespan anymore. I didn't want to welcome it by association, intentionally or unintentionally. I just didn't want to welcome it. It was a place in my life. I understand that it had a place in my life because I allowed it, but I'm no longer allowing that. So it was just amazed to me, especially, and this person, I didn't even know this person had my email, but it's not really hard because it's public information about myself. Ooh, y'all, my hands itching. They both itching like crazy. um so with that, I was just baffled. And I'm like sitting in my head, like laughing, like I'm not going to retaliate by saying anything because I know that's what they want me to say. And that's the first thing. Secondly, if they're being successful, great, congratulations. What I've learned during these years and during this time, that success is just like beauty, it's in the eye of the beholder. Just because people are noticing you does not mean that you're successful. Just because someone is not acknowledging you does not mean that you're not successful. Just because you don't get the accolades that you think or what you really deserve to have. Oh, I felt that right there in my tummy. Okay, it does not mean that you're not worthy of the accomplishment. Does not mean that you are less than. So that didn't bother me one bit. What did bother me is that you took all that energy to try to damper someone else when you could have used that energy to make yourself better. And I think that this is the year and this is the age that everyone should be uplifting each other, because we see all the toxicity and the things that have been going around and that has been passed down to us from other people from generation to generation. But some people are not even thinking about that wavelength anyway. um they're in that whole, I gotta put someone else down to make myself better. It's in that lack mentality instead of abundance of, I can be great, you can be great, you can be in your own right being great, and I can be great in my own. Um but it didn't happen that way. What I also noticed is that when I looked, before, when I was going through this process, I felt so bad because I was thinking about the relationship ending and the friendship that had manifest over years, since we were very young. That was disintegrating. I even knew her family. I knew her mother. Like, I loved her mother's cooking, that kind of thing. So when this happened, it really, her kids, all that, I knew them. It took a toll on me. It literally shut me down. Not only that, I was dealing with my own issues, with everything just crumbling around me. When I say everything, my relationship went down the drain. Everything that I thought, going to church, trying to, get some kind of relief and get connected to God and being around believers, that definitely crumbled. I got attacked more than anything. And I thought, well, maybe, that's a process, but it was just, yeah, that's a whole nother story. But while I was going through that, running away from abuse, all that stuff. I thought that my life was over. Like things were just, and that was in the middle of me campaigning. That was in the middle of me, where a time it was going to be a breakthrough, and I do remember God telling me not yet, but I just didn't want to hear it. But it really wasn't my time at that point, and I went through so much that I didn't even get to look at the good things that God was bringing to me. I didn't understand there was so many people who did not like me. You have to go out of your way um, to you're going out of your way when you send someone a message, or messaging them about some things that you don't like about them. You're going out of your way if someone has blocked you from sites and things like that you going to find them on email, or going close to their house and try to spill negativity. So that's like a whole nother ball game. That's a whole nother target. And whew, feel relieved a little bit. I was feeling kind of down talking about it, but I actually feel relieved because I think I've been bottling this in. But I didn't understand because everything was coming to the surface that I did not want to come to the surface. Even insecurities about myself was coming to the surface, that, it was just catastrophic. I thought it was the most catastrophic thing. But it was a blessing in disguise, because when God started showing me the real me and who I was to become and what I was going into, those people could not be there. I literally tried to drag this one lady. Let me tell y'all, I don't really, let me say this. I am a believer of Christ, but I do not try to knock anyone's walk or way. I don't. Even if I don't believe the same way that you do, even if I don't look that is a part of life. Everyone is not going to believe the same way, but I do have a problem when you try to, cover me up, and you try to knock me down and put me in a cage. And that's exactly what these individuals that I thought that I was, losing, were doing. They were putting me in this cage of saying, you can't do this. And it's from their perspective. And I found out when I got out of that arena and I got into another atmosphere, I was doing exactly what I said that I wanted to do, and exactly what God had already called me to do. So I had to understand the blessing in losing, and the blessings in people saying no, or people saying you're not good enough, or people saying you're not worthy of this, doesn't mean that. And I took it as, oh, well, maybe I'm not worthy. Maybe I'm this and maybe I'm that. But that's not the case. It was just saying I wasn't worthy to them. And when someone says that, you need to go to wherever it is, whoever it is that thinks that you're worthy, so yeah, that's all I can really say about that one. That's what I just had for that epiphany. Oh yeah, another thing. I had to laugh at this too, because I thought that I was going through the worst time, as far as my weight was going up and down, and I got to about, I'm right back to that size now, to like I'm 168.8 right now. Okay. That has not been my heaviest, but for the most part, I'm usually a little bit lighter than this on a regular day. If I'm competing, I'm down about 25, maybe 30 pounds. When I was going through this, my weight was fluctuating because I literally was running for my life. Okay. There was nothing in between. I was running. Okay. So that's not a big deal for me. I do have ways, like I've learned a lot about my body and my body type and what my body takes and what it is needed to lose the weight really quickly and what helps to gain weight very quickly. If you guys looked at my videos before, I talked about how I used to use, my weight as a weapon sometimes because it used to make me feel like I am safe. So if I get too skinny, I can't defend myself when people try to attack me. But if I'm too big, you can't do the things that you want to do. So I learned how to shape my body. And that has been very successful, learning about what agrees with my body, what doesn't agree, what kind of foods that are good for some people who are not, what's not good for me. One thing that I learned from me, some people were like, oh yeah, well, you should stay away from cheese. Well, sometimes cheese is kind of good for me in moderation, but it helps me like a stable kind of sound, especially if I don't want to have meat, which I don't eat a lot of. Another thing, like tomatoes, some people they say it's acidic. It's for me, it's it has a little bit of acidic, but um, like say for instance, if I eat, because my body is immune to having it, if I eat like tomato juice or tomato paste or have tomatoes all the time, you know, um, it really doesn't affect me. But if I have tomatoes and cucumbers at the same time, some people are like, oh yeah, well that doesn't work. It bothers me quite a bit. So I have to have things in moderate, I learned the things about my body type, what works for me. Another thing, potatoes. A lot of people say, oh yeah, I'm gonna get fat with potatoes. Well, potatoes, I don't really get too much the quarters, uh yeah, the cortisol fat, I might get a little bit around my abdomen, but not too much. It's mostly my legs. So if I want to have thicker legs, I'm going to eat potatoes because I know it's not going to stick on my stomach too tough. But like breads and other pasta, like pastas, like that are like refined, like those noodles or those like the mac and cheese thingies, the shells. I have to stay away from those because those will stay closer to my stomach and will give me less thickness on my thighs, which I want more thickness on my thighs, less on my stomach. Um, so yeah, but I learned, I done said but like 12,000 times, y'all. I learned through this process, I can't listen to other people and what they think, because some of those people, the reason why they're attacking you is because they know you have it it's in you. You have it in you. It's in your DNA to succeed. It is in your DNA to win. I didn't understand it because I sometimes used to consider myself as lucky because and this is why I don't like to touch either. Most of the things that I touch will be like, boom, will get really, really good, really, really big. And when people find that out, they want to be around you. They want to touch you. They want to it's just gross. So yeah. Another thing I've learned is that sometimes people don't like you because they want to be you. Now, mind you, that picture that I told you guys that was sent to me, the picture's talking about this is what success looked like. This is the same person who called me fat. Her and her significant other called me fat. And I really was thinking like, man, oh my God, am I fat? Not coming into context that, bringing it to your mind like, well, this guy really was trying to hit on me and she knew that. She's like, oh, he's playing. No, he wasn't. Then not only that, I'm getting insulted about being something that they are, not to be funny or anything. But at that time, like I said, I was like, I wasn't even 160 something then because I was like moving around, but I was like, I want to say maybe in my 50s, early 50s, 150s, maybe like late 140s. And I'm around people who are 300 and 400 pounds calling me fat. You don't even think about that in your head, because you're thinking like this came from a place. In my head, I thought it was a place of sincerity, or they just at this moment they're keeping it real. But I didn't think about, we just had an argument. This is what they really think about you. But why should it even matter coming from someone who's trying to call a kettle black. Even if I was fat, I'm smaller than you, you know. Um, so, and not only that, it was like they're trying to they're representing what you've been representing. So you can't take it personal. But understand there are some people who want to dim your light because because their light is so dim. And you don't have to go back for them to tit for tat, because one thing is for certain: they know who you are, they know you have the capabilities of being great, and that's why they're attacking you. Your job is just to do you, to be happy and be the best person that you can possibly be. Be the best person you can possibly be. And yeah, I'm gonna leave it at that. I know a lot of people try to tell you you should go and the whole leveling up. I talked about leveling up and how to level up. How you level up is you focus on yourself. You focus on yourself. I am telling you, focus on yourself. Be the best person that you can be. Love people while you can. Life is so short. Love the people as much as you can, as possibly as you can. And the people that you can love, give them some time and show them to somebody else who will love them. I really get upset when people try to just make other people's lives very uneasy because they don't agree with them. That's just like me being a believer and making a non-believer, well, you got to get out of here. You do no, God never told us to do that. And I'm not God either. What I'm going to do is be the best that I can be and hope you don't hinder that, and make sure you don't hinder that, because I'm in control of that. And I'm not going to hinder you from what you're trying to do, or what you're trying to be. That's just not in my field. That's not my job. We have enough to carry on for the day. So, yeah. So that's out to all the people who are trying to make a difference, and you are getting attacked and you're getting bottled down and you're getting pushed down. Don't worry. Half of them people, they do hate you, but your thing is to kill them with kindness. Kill them with love. Kill them with joy. And if you can't give them kindness to them, be kind to yourself to say, at least I tried. I gave them the kindness, because even though they shown themselves not worthy of it, I was there to give it to them. I gave it to them anyway. There were so many times. I think this was the testing that I've had, the most testing that I had in my entire life. And I'm really, really grateful, because I was able to, and I know God is going to bless me for it. I was able to walk out the principles of God out of what I knew was to be true and what I believe. There were some people who would not give me a job, who were being very evil. There were people who was just being really, really mean to me, very disrespectful, very downgrading. People who wanted to talk about my accomplishments and put them down as if I didn't take years building that. But you know what I did? I still was nice to them. And it's the crazy part. See, people don't understand that it's okay to be nice to people where you think, oh, well, they have an upper hand on you and I might as well be nice to get what I need. But it's a whole nother level when you can say, I can crush this person. Because in these situations, I had some situations where I could literally crush them physically and spiritually. But I operated out of the promises of God and still was nice, and still gave them kindness, and still gave them love, and still gave them mercy. And when I didn't think that they were deserving of it, which I know a lot of things that I've done, I know I wasn't deserving of, but it took me to a whole nother level of gratefulness and another level of understanding how things are so much bigger than you and I, and how I have to live my life in a certain area, in a certain reason. I used to get upset when my grandmother used to tell me, okay, you can't do this, because you're going to be the one that's going to tell the story. You're going to help others. So you have to be different from the code. You have to break the code. So my grandmother used to talk like that, and I used to be like, oh my God, Weezy, like, please go on somewhere. Like, I don't want to hear none of this. Like, this person did this to me, I'm gonna clap back. But I understand that the biggest clap back is that you become better. You become the best person you can possibly be and turn everything into a good situation. It's just energy. It's just how you redirect it. So if they're giving you all that, I want you to take it. Sometimes it's really hard, if you don't understand how to do it the first time. But since I've had experience, I've been having this from birth. You take that negative experience and you just haul it. You haul it in and you just, I want it all. I want it all. Because when I push it out, it's going to be love, abundance, kindness. I'm going to push out everything that you thought that was going to crush me. I'm going to take all of that and I'm going to make it greater. I'm going to make it greater to where other people are going to, it's not only going to break the chains off of me, but it's going to break the chains off of other people. So, yeah. Also, in a couple of weeks before Mother's Day, we're going to have a virtual mother and daughter explanation, a talk of you and I, and just have some dialogue about that, because I really do think that God is using my life to break the bondage of relationships dealing with mothers and daughters. If you guys listened to my thing before, you know that I did have a difficult relationship with my mother. We did not get close until recently. And it was through a lot of learning, a lot of dedication, a lot of sacrifice, a lot of hearing, because sometimes something, you hear something from someone else and that's when you feel like you know it. But when you hear, other people's stories from their perspective, sometimes you can hear the things that you need to hear, some things that are missing. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead, try to call my mother. They're going to have that little process of her calling back. So, and they did not call back at 8 p.m. So, but it is 5. So she should be up.
Thank you for calling Richmond State Hospital. Please listen carefully. Wait while I transfer your call. Richmond State Hospital operator.
Hi, I'm calling for 420 Unit A.
Sure, one moment, please.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, so now it's just not ringing. It's just ringing. Do I really think that there's something going on? Yes.
Hey, this is Catherine.
Hi, Catherine. I'm calling for Patricia Dean. The unit code is 420 Unit A.
So you call for a patient? Is that what it is? I'm not normally working on this unit, so.
Yes, I'm calling for Patricia Dean.
Patricia Dean. Okay,
Correct.
Hold on. All right, hold on.
Y'all, if they give her the phone. Y'all, if they give her the phone, then we know something.
Hi, the other phone thing is, could you call back in about 5 minutes?
Sure.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Y'all, so where was she can call back, right? But I call her back. So we want to see where this hole is going, okay? This is the deeper rabbit hole. So these are the things that I keep telling you guys that I'm dealing with. Now that happened at 5:08. Let me see if I can show you guys. I'm gonna show everybody everything. let me see. I don't know if you guys can see that. What this is 508 from that number. I'm not going to show that number because there's other people there and I want to respect their privacy. Because, my mother is not the only one who is in that facility who is trying to get treatment there, and for educational purposes. This is why I made these videos, and to show my life, but mostly dealing with my mother and mental illness and things like that and the homeless. It was definitely for educational purposes. Even today, y'all, oh my goodness, I forgot about today. Today, I was so upset because we had, oh shoot. Okay, let's see. I'll look that up later. I'll put the little timestamps later. But I was looking today and I literally had, I do a lot of outreach ministry. So there was a lady who is out there. I mean, I really support her. I love her, her work. She's been out there for years. And it's quite a bit of other people now that gathering around, especially since, we have this new referendum where people, you can get funds for helping the homeless. A lot of people are not understanding that, the new craze, oh yeah, let's go. So with that, you get a lot of hogwash. You get a lot of people who just want to jump into the industry, into that field, and think that it's going to be an easy gig and an easy ride. And all they got to do is throw some things in people's face and they're going to be okay. And not really understanding the process of, homelessness. Sometimes people just get on there because they're down on their luck. With me, it was literally, well, I'm going to tell y'all this. Mine was spiritual. I'll tell y'all, I think I'm going to make a video about that because I didn't think it was spiritual. I didn't think it was connected, but everything is connected. Every single thing. So you need to be careful who you are coming around. And the person who did that, don't worry, it's coming back. It's coming right back. But I went really on hard times. It was like, and not only that, I should have got unemployment. I did not get unemployment, y'all. The things that people are going through right now, I went through in 2012, 2012, 2013, some was 16, it was really, really tough. It was a tough, grueling process. It was a tough, grueling process. And a lot of people don't think of it as that. They think of it as, a lot of people think that, that these people, either they have just a mental illness or they just did some horrible things in their life and they can't get it. That's not the case, okay? Some people come from broken homes, if your parent has a mental illness, there is a 50% chance that you can become homeless, 50% chance that you can have a mental illness. Not only that, it is a 50% chance that you will become homeless. Yeah. For me, I had a lot of people that filled in that gap. They filled in the gap for me because I look at it now. And when I went through this process, I saw the faces of people. Some people who had, I even saw people who had degrees who were millionaires. I saw people who were millionaires who lost it all because they got connected with the wrong people at the wrong time and they tore their lives apart. It was just so many other reasons. Some people were hiding. They were people who were literally just, you couldn't even tell they were just hiding. You're like, why are they even here? They were literally hiding for their lives, giving everything up, and I was in that situation before. Like, you literally have to give up everything, everything you own, it's almost like you have another identity. Like, so it's so many other facets of homelessness other than, someone who, that people typically journalize or you see. It's just crazy, and for me, even coming in from an area that was in poverty, you know, on both sides, on the states and overseas. It's you see it. It is discrimination from years ago, and it just generation passed down, passed down, passed down. I was in an area where we did have a lot of people who overcame and made the ranks, but it still had that 50s feel, like, yeah, you're a citizen, but you're still not good enough. So they don't give you the adequate services. They don't give you the adequate skills that you need to attain and get better. You know, they don't show you about businesses. Matter of fact, they go against you if you try to start a business in your area. You know, I remember that there was some successful businessmen, like teachers, educators, and things like that, and they wanted to buy a grocery store in the area that we lived in the States, y'all. And what they did was they tried to do it, but the city would not allow them to. They only let someone else who came from a whole nother country open up a store there. There's no other store. There's no Walmart where I used to live at. There's no Target. You know, you have to go a couple of miles out. Now, there is some around on the outskirts, but there are none in that city, and that city is the size of Boston. But then on the outside, if you're looking in, this is the picture that they paint. And they say, oh, yeah, well, these people are lacking because they don't want anything. No, it's because you're taking everything. I can't farm on my land. I can't own my own land. I can't do anything. So what are you saying? All the things that you're letting people do in the same state that I'm in, you're saying I can't do, but other people can do it in other places. So help it make sense. These are the little, you know, Jim Crow is gone, but those are some of the things that are going backwards, those generational things that are still happening, you know. And even though a lot of things that are not on the books, people are still suffering from. When I was homeless, so it's many ways. When I was homeless, I remember there was this place that I rented from. They were total slumlords, and I literally had to report them. It was holes in the walls. Like, I literally still had to pay that rent. And they would take forever. You know, when I went to go report it, they still had to fix it, but I had to stay there a whole month for them to fix it. So it was no reprimands for them to even have anything. And I had to literally sit there, either take it or decide to be homeless, because now, you know, especially me running, you know, when you run from abuse, it's crazy, y'all. It's crazy. Like, sometimes you have to just leave everything and just go. Sometimes you gotta just, yeah. But when that happens, sometimes you end up with bad things. Even when you talk to the landlord, okay, I'm leaving because of this. I'll pay you 2 months in advance. And they'll tell you, okay, well, I'm not going to put this eviction or something on there. Then you notice all of a sudden you got an eviction. So now it's a hard thing to get in, because people are saying, okay, well, if you have this eviction, you can't get in here. And it's like, wait a minute. I just went through the things. You see the paperwork. You see all this, you know, and a lot of those people, I know it sounds really good, just like they're doing what they're doing now, where people are going through the pandemic. I'm really praying for everybody who's going through that, even myself. But I've experienced it where the law will say one thing and people will do something totally different, you know, or people see, this is the main thing. I've got this from a lot of church people, a lot of people who were in the church, y'all. A lot. That church hurt is real. There are quite some people who will. It's 2 minutes ago. Okay, good. I got a caller now, because that's been 20 minutes. Sorry, guys. Deny. But there's been some times where they've been the most manipulative I've ever seen in my whole entire life. Thank you for calling Richmond State. So let's see if that lady is going to let me get through. Wait
while I transfer your call. Sorry, RSH attendant console is not available. Record your message at...
What? Nah, baby.
Thank you
for calling Richmond State Hospital. Wait while I transfer your call. Sorry, RSA.
Okay. 966-0511. 966-0511. I want to see because it's not working right there, but I'm gonna call it on my other phone number. 066-0511. Yeah, I already got the number on here. So let's see, you guys. This is the games that they playing.
Thank you for calling Richmond State Hospital. Please listen carefully to the following options. Wait while I transfer your call. Richmond State Hospital operator.
Hi, I'm calling for 420 Unit A.
Sure, one moment, please.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Now we know that that's bull crap because I just called from a different number and it went right through.
28, this is Liz.
Hi, I'm calling for Patricia Dean.
Hold on just a second.
God, look at that.
Hello?
Hello?
Hello, this is Belle.
Yeah, this is me.
Donna called you.
No, she didn't. What'd she say?
Not
How's everything?
so far, all right.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. I was just checking on you, okay? Well, I didn't get to talk to you yesterday because they said you had to call back. They said you were asleep yesterday at 5 o'clock. No, 6. I'm sorry, 6 o'clock.
No, I wasn't.
You was asleep at 6 o'clock?
No.
I kind of believe that.
I had to stay out in the living room.
You had to stay in the living room?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't want you to fall asleep.
Yeah, I kind of believe that too because she said that you call me later, and I'm like, well, 8 o'clock is when you take your medication at 8 o'clock, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, yeah, 8, right? So then they would have to wake you up to take your medication, right?
Right.
Mm-hmm. So they're saying, well, they didn't know, but don't worry. And then I tried to call today. It was some other stuff, but that's okay, Mom. Know that we will be calling every single day. So if you don't hear from us and they're saying that you're supposed to call out, you tell them that you need to call us or you're expecting their call. Did you go to class today?
2 of them. It was 3, but I went to 2 because they slipped it on me. I looked and they was in the group, so. But I got 2 of them.
Okay, that's good.
Donna have a group.
What is it called?
I don't forget.
Okay. Okay.
You know, it's a girl on the commercial play a cheerleader. You seen her?
I don't know. I probably have. What'd she say on there?
She looked just like you. That's
She look like me.
yeah.
I ain't seen her.
Yeah, but it's a commercial. Yeah, when you look at it, you're gonna say, sure.
Yep. Yep. Shoot. So, What else been going on? What did you eat for dinner?
What did I eat? You know, I forgot. That's how spectacular it was.
That's how spectacular it was.
I forgot it.
It's okay. I'm glad I can hear from you, Mom.
Yeah, I'm glad you're here for me with this crazy demon talking and stuff.
Yeah. Don't let him ride. Don't let the devil ride. The only reason he trying to attack you is because what God told you is coming true, Mom. That secret thing is coming true. Don't worry. Don't worry about it. Just laugh at it and be cool.
It's a test.
Yeah. Period. It's a test.
Yeah, I know.
That's it.
And these people is too ready to put you under the chair. Do you know they always?
No, Mom, we ain't doing that. We ain't even gonna worry about that. That ain't none of our business. Let them be whatever. They can say whatever they want to. They not God.
They not gonna put nobody in no chair.
So, did you look at your calendar?
Nope, I forgot.
Okay. Okay. Oh yeah, did you do your laundry too?
They do the laundry.
I thought you did it.
No, they do it.
Okay.
So you got to keep your day.
Okay.
I wish they let us do our own, then it would be better, you know.
Yeah. That's indeed true. That is indeed true, Mom. Hello? Hello? Can she hear me? Let me make sure. Y'all, enough. Enough. This is egregious. Okay. Let me get this. Mom, can you hear me? Hello? Hello? Are you still there? Now I'm saying reconnecting. Hello? 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 Okay. Hey, Mom. Not today. Hello? Hey, Mom. Okay. It just literally went off. But what we know to be true is today is Tuesday. They had a plan implemented Monday. Supposedly it came on a whole week before. Well, basically it was all a lie. Okay. Now we see that they're lying. They just blocked my number. And when I called from another number, the phone kept ringing. I'm just going to see if I can get through calling from my regular number. Okay. We're going to see.
Thank you for calling Richmond State Hospital. Please listen carefully to... Wait while I transfer your call. hospital operator.
Yeah, okay. I was about to say, because they about to have one. They was literally about to have one. But anywho, now we know that what they were saying was a total and complete lie. That whole email about them, it wasn't, well, it might have not been a lie for her. They probably put that in a plan to make that systematically for her. Because there's no way that would have been changed if that's been completed and that was done by Friday, like what they said. When they told us Friday that they didn't say anything Friday. Saturday came around, nothing. Sunday, all of a sudden, I had to wait till she contact me. Monday, I had to wait till she contact me. Today is Tuesday, and now I can talk directly to her. So now we know that was a lie. That was a lie. That was a lie. So, yeah, I'm going to get off of here because it's 50-something minutes. So, yeah, hopefully something I said or done will help you on your journey. Please stay tuned to Journey to Jerusalem, and thank you.